A plague from the north, U.S. guns fuel Jamaica's crime wave. Jamaica, a beautiful island nation in the Caribbean, is grappling with a serious problem: gun violence. The island has one of the highest homicide rates in the world. A large portion of these crimes are committed with illegal firearms. Where are these guns coming from? The answer is clear: the United States of America. The U.S., with its lax gun laws, has become a major source of illegal guns trafficked to the Caribbean. These weapons are fueling violence and instability in Jamaica. The impact on Jamaican society is devastating. Communities are living in fear. Families are torn apart by gun violence. The Jamaican economy is also suffering as tourism, a major source of income, is impacted by safety concerns. 70% of illegal firearms recovered in Jamaica can be traced back to the U.S. These guns are used in domestic disputes, robberies, and gang violence. The influx of these weapons is overwhelming law enforcement agencies in Jamaica. This situation is simply unacceptable. A partnership forged in crisis, U.S. and Jamaica join forces. The United States government has recognized the severity of the problem and is taking steps to address it. The U.S. is working with Jamaica and other Caribbean nations to stem the flow of illegal guns into the region. This partnership is crucial, as it acknowledges the shared responsibility in combating this issue. It's not just a Jamaican problem, it's a problem that requires a joint effort. One of the key aspects of this collaboration is increased support for Jamaican law enforcement. The U.S. is providing training, resources, and intelligence sharing to help Jamaican authorities tackle gun trafficking. This includes training on firearms interdiction, tracing techniques, and investigative skills. The goal is to equip Jamaican law enforcement with the tools and knowledge they need to effectively combat gun crime. In addition to training, the U.S. is also providing financial assistance to Jamaica to bolster its border security and enhance its capacity to intercept illegal weapons. This includes investments in technology, equipment, and infrastructure to strengthen border control measures. The U.S. is also working with Jamaica to improve its maritime security, as many illegal guns are smuggled into the country via sea routes. The Caribbean Arms Trafficking Causes Harm Act, a beacon of hope. In a significant development, the U.S. Congress is considering a new piece of legislation aimed at curbing gun trafficking to the Caribbean. The Caribbean Arms Trafficking Causes Harm Act, introduced in early 2024, is a testament to the growing bipartisan concern in the U.S. about the issue. This act, if passed, would represent a major step forward in the fight against illegal gun trafficking. The act proposes a multi-pronged approach, including stricter penalties for individuals involved in gun trafficking to the Caribbean, increased funding for law enforcement agencies tasked with combating gun trafficking, and enhanced cooperation with Caribbean nations to share intelligence and coordinate efforts. The act also calls for a public awareness campaign in the U.S. to educate citizens about the consequences of illegal gun trafficking to the Caribbean. The Jamaican government has welcomed the introduction of this act, seeing it as a positive sign that the U.S. is taking the issue seriously. Jamaican officials have been vocal in their support for the act, urging the U.S. Congress to pass it swiftly. They argue that the act, if implemented effectively, could significantly reduce the flow of illegal guns into Jamaica and save lives. Section 4. The long road ahead: challenges to eradicating the gun trade. While the U.S. and Jamaica are making strides in their collaborative efforts, there are still significant challenges to overcome. One of the main obstacles is the issue of corruption. Corruption within law enforcement and border control agencies in both countries can facilitate gun trafficking and undermine efforts to combat it. Another challenge is the sheer volume of firearms in circulation within the U.S. With an estimated 400 million guns in private hands in the U.S., stemming the flow of illegal weapons across borders is a daunting task. The easy availability of firearms in the U.S., coupled with the demand for these weapons in the Caribbean, creates a lucrative market for gun traffickers. Addressing the root causes of gun violence in Jamaica is also crucial. Poverty, unemployment, and lack of opportunities can drive young people towards crime and gangs. Tackling these socioeconomic issues is essential in breaking the cycle of violence. Section 5. Jamaica takes a stand: internal measures to combat gun violence. Jamaica is not simply waiting for the U.S. to solve the problem. The Jamaican government is taking its own steps to address gun violence within its borders. Recognizing that relying solely on external efforts is not enough, Jamaica is implementing a range of internal measures to combat the issue. One key initiative is the introduction of stricter gun control laws. The Jamaican government has enacted legislation to tighten restrictions on gun ownership, making it more difficult for individuals to acquire firearms legally. The government is also cracking down on illegal gun manufacturers and dealers operating within the country. In addition to legislative measures, the Jamaican government is also investing in social programs aimed at providing young people with alternatives to crime. This includes job training programs, educational opportunities, and community outreach initiatives. The goal is to address the root causes of crime and provide young people with a path away from violence.